Hey guys, how are you? I hope y'all are all doing well. Peace be with you. I've been praying. I pray a lot for peace on earth and goodwill towards mankind, even though it's not Christmas, but like every day should be like Christmas, right? All right, so today I got a new deck of cards, as always, but I'm gonna do something kind of different for me. I'm gonna do a 4 card spread. So I'm gonna do like past situation, present situation, future situation, and then final outcome kind of thing. And I'm going to clarify, but I'm going to start with tarot. I'm going to clarify with the different cards that I have. The first one I'm going to do is the tarot, and then we're going to go from there, okay? So this is energy for the collective. This is what you've been going through, or it could be someone connected to you, because it doesn't always have to be you. You can exchange energy. That's where you have to learn to use your discernment, okay? And if you're going to listen to tarot, you have to be able to listen to your own intuition. And if you're not an intuitive person, then you might want to listen to more like oracle or angel messages, because tarot can be very, very, very subjective, okay? So when you listen to a reader, you could listen to a reader and they'd be a phenomenal reader, but they're not the reader for you, or it's not the message for you. And only you know what rings true for yourself, okay? So I hear people on here, and here's another thing. You could listen to a tarot reader who literally nothing resonates except one thing they told you. They might tell you, hey, get this crystal. And that one crystal could really, really benefit you. So I personally don't believe that anything happens without reason. So everything happens for a reason. So if you run into a message or anything comes on, there is something for you to be learned from that experience in that situation. Okay, it's either like a lesson for you, or it can teach you what not to do, or it can teach you what you don't like. It can teach you how not to read, how not to act, or it can inspire you. Okay, so use your discernment. Okay, with that having been said, I am so happy. I've been feeling really, really good. My rheumatologist, I have lupus, and my rheumatologist put me on new medications, and it's really helping. I'm feeling like phenomenally better so far. I've only been on it for a couple of weeks, but it's just amazing the difference. So that's good news for me. I think I do have some people on here that watch my channel that pray for me, so I really appreciate those prayers. Okay, so let's see. Past, present, future, and final outcome for the collective. Divine collective. Okay, so the Hierophant, right. So you guys have to embrace more. Okay, I feel like you guys have felt like you've had to embrace in the past more conventional ways of thinking. I think this card came out in the last reading first. It's crazy. But it was actually reversed. So this time it's upright. And yeah, you guys have to stay the course and avoid, try not to be too non-traditional, even though I know my collective likes to be non-traditional. Maybe there's certain instances in the past where you haven't felt like you felt like you had to go with tradition and you had to conform, okay? This is the past though, right? Maybe in certain institutions have kept you in their grip, or you felt like institutionalized through a marriage, you were institutionalized through a company, a business, a programming, a religion, a church, a way of thinking. But basically, when I think of Hierophant, I think of like legal institutions, like, possibly even God, the law, like Old Testament God. Like, do this or you're going to be struck down. Do this or you're going to prison. Do this or pay your taxes or you're going to get fined you. Like that kind of stuff. So you guys have maybe felt restricted by traditions, religion. Maybe you felt like society didn't accept you because you weren't totally traditional collective. Okay, and you guys, maybe you were willing to conform in the past, okay? And you did put all your faith into higher level commitment, and you did trust certain institutions, government institutions. You had more faith in your government, more faith in marriage, more faith in religions, more faith in you know, everything that was more traditional, and y'all were more conforming, okay? So, that. Right. And so, you guys, but over time, this is the present. You guys have grown. You're starting to get recognition, okay? You've put in the hard work. You're feeling much more confident and self assured, okay? And you're starting to really reach your goals. People are noticing this too, because Six of Wands talks about public recognition, and also others are taking notice. Like I said, you're receiving acclaim, and you guys, okay, even though in the past you've conformed and you've kind of agreed to a lot of this programming, what the government tells us, like, oh, you should get married and have, at this age you should have this many kids, you should be this kind of mom, you take your kids to soccer, you should go to church, whatever. You guys tried doing that in the past, and I think you walked away from it, because if you look at this particular card, the Six of Wands, look, like, the way it would fall down on here is like this person is walking away from that, walking away from social norms, walking away from these institutions and these traditions. And in doing so in the present, it's getting public recognition. People are noticing that here, let me get my wand. I forgot I had my handy dandy wand. My pointer, I like pointers. So people are seeing that you have gained success by sort of divorcing yourself and riding away and going in a different direction, because in this card he's going in a different direction, right? But the horse is kind of looking like, yeah, he's doing it, they're doing it. You know, it just doesn't look like, yeah. Almost like maybe you guys, because like I think of a horse as like maybe your spirit guides or familiars. Your spirit team is looking like, hey, yeah, we helped to enlighten you to get away from these traditional ways of thinking and these ways that were not serving you, okay? And you guys are getting victory right now. You guys are making progress, even if it doesn't seem like it. Any progress, just a little bit of progress, is still progress, okay? And your self-confidence, people are noticing your self-confidence is going up, and you're getting rewarded, and good news and good fortune is coming to you in the present. You're starting to feel like your fortune's turning around. You're starting to feel more promoted, and you're starting to feel better about this decision to leave those things behind that were like more traditional, and you guys are kind of starting in your own direction. Okay, so what does the future hold? Of course I got 2 cards. This one doesn't even belong in here. Okay, yeah, you guys have had to really juggle. This has not been an easy road for you, okay? 2 of Pentacles means like you've had a lot of priorities. You've had to really work on time management, and I think you're getting public recognition for getting better with your time, not overworking yourself, not letting these institutions of like this sort of matrix or the system that we're in, where everyone thinks work more, do more, take care of everyone. You're learning to take care of yourself. You're learning to not always do things the regular way. And it has been hard, because you've had to juggle and you've had to adapt. You've had to negotiate. You've had to kind of like maybe justify yourself to other people who are like, what are you doing? You're crazy. You're just going to walk away from this marriage. And I think, this Hierophant can represent marriage. Like maybe you walked away from a marriage. Maybe you walked away from a church association. You walked away from a job. You walked away from things, people that are in that whole institutionalized way of thinking. I'm not talking about like a psych ward institution. It could be that. But I'm talking about people who just only think in this 3 dimension. They hear the news and they believe the news. Everything on the news is true. If the government tells you to go do this, you're gonna go do it because the government, you trust the government. If your doctor tells you that, then it must be true. If your clergy tells you that, you guys started questioning some of these institutions and saying, are these things keeping me stuck, or are they really benefiting me? And you're walking away, and that's when you started getting success, is when you walked away from possibly a marriage, possibly church, possibly relationships with people who were stuck. and these old-fashioned ways of thinking, okay? But this required you to negotiate, balance things. You guys had to make, these were hard decisions. You guys have had to make, my collective, y'all had to make hard decisions. And it hasn't been easy, okay? Because you had to juggle really hard, change your mind, and then you had to look. Because you look at him, it's almost like he's dancing around. You had to maybe like dance around some things, jump around, have quick movement of your feet. You had to really weigh your options back and forth. And maybe you left some of these institutions because you felt like they were juggling you. Maybe like you were in a marriage where you were being juggled. Maybe you were in relationships where you were being juggled, or you weren't prioritized, or constant triangulation. Like maybe your parents treated one of your siblings better and like really made you feel like you're just being juggled unfairly. You know what I'm saying? And so because you felt like a lot of these people, jobs, co-workers, aunts, uncles, family, friends, could be even adult children, young children, you felt like these things, these groups were not giving you the true sort of like recognition, or the true, just, they weren't allowing you to be in your full power and essence. You felt like it was always a juggle. It was always a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So you guys are leaving things like that. You're leaving the back and forth with people, the arguing over nonsense, the talking about politics, which you know probably doesn't even matter in the end. You know, you're not going to get stuck in those traps, those like arguing traps, those things that keep you just going round and round, and you're getting off of that carnival ride, okay? You're getting recognition for it. It has been hard. It's required you guys to adapt, but you were very adaptable. And some of you, this might have been really difficult because some of you are kind of stubborn and set in your ways, but you really decided to take some changes, take some risks and make some changes, okay? You weighed your options, and I think some other people weighed you as an option. You were an option to some of these people in your past that are institutionalized, stuck in this like, this is how it is. This is how it was with my grandmother. You know, our family's always been poor. None of us are educated. This is just how it is. You know, all of us lose our teeth at 20, so you're going to lose your teeth too. Or we all, you know, are 50 pounds overweight by the time we're 30, so you're going to be that too. You know what I mean? Like, just those things where you were like, no, I don't want to be 50 pounds overweight like every, you know, female in my family was. I don't want to be stuck in a miserable marriage for money, or just because I'm so scared of being alone and that I can't break that codependency cycle. Like, you guys wanted to leave this behind. And if it's not that, it just could be millions of things, like jobs, people, friends, that you're just like, I don't want to live in those institutionalized patterns, those, okay, this is how it's always been done, so this is how it's always going to be. You're like, why? Why can't we work 3 days a week and have, you know, 2 days off, or whatever? I don't know, whatever it is. Or we could work half a day on Friday so we can do things with our family and change it up a bit. And the people in your company are just looking at you like, this person's crazy. But really, they try it and it works. And then you get recognition because you're thinking, you're not just you know, you actually juggle back and forth ideas. And, you know, that's what you guys are doing. You're trying to be innovative and change things. Okay, so final outcome for you guys in the near future between now and Christmas. Okay, death. Woo! That was crazy. Death keeps coming up, keeps coming up. So death doesn't always mean death, but there are going to be endings and beginnings and changes. You guys are going through a huge transformation. That's what you've been going through, which is getting away. You've been deprogramming yourself. You've been unlearning everything you were taught. And you're reteaching yourself how to be free, how to be a true spiritual person, how to live on faith, how to trust in your higher power, how to just know how to get out of fear. You guys are eliminating fear. And that is really showing, it's helping you to heal. It's helping you to grow. It's helping you be thinking outside the box. and it's showing, and people are recognizing it, and they're curious about it, okay? And they're going to continue being that way, but you guys are going to go through huge. There's going to be a lot of endings and beginnings between now and Christmas with all different kinds of people, jobs, things, contracts, all different things, okay? And you need to embrace these because these are meant for you, okay? You guys are transitioning and you're going through a metamorphosis. Now, this also could be an end to the cycle of where you allow people to try to keep you stuck in these old ways of thinking. You're putting an end to that, okay? So that's what the tarot says. So then I wanted to get some clarifying situations cards just to kind of clarify each one of these. Yeah. Yes, you decided to go your own way. Did I not say that? Yes, from the Hierophant, which is like tradition, all of those things. You guys went your own way because you trusted your intuition and you embraced your individuality. And it's working for you. You're paving your path with courage and authenticity. And people like this new authentic version of yourself, okay? I think, like, for me, for example, like, for many years, I did, like, long fake fingernails, all fake hair. I'm a natural redhead. I like went platinum blonde, even though I wear wigs still because it's fun. So I'm not saying any of these things are wrong, by the way. I'm just saying for me, I woke up and was like, that's not even who I am. Why am I doing this? Granted, it made me money. Granted, you know, men prefer blondes or whatever that nonsense is, but I just decided, like, I want to change some things about myself. I don't want to, I just want to wear my natural nails. I want to grow out my natural hair more. And I want to, just do things differently. I want to show up differently. I want to be more of my authentic self and who I really am. But it took me some juggling, and it took me some time with the Two of Pentacles to kind of figure out, like, who am I? Do I really want to do that? And I'm not knocking on the fingernails. I'm just saying it wasn't my thing. But yet I would do it because I thought it would please other people. So if you do those things, you have to do those things for yourself because it's who you authentically are and how you want to represent yourself. But I knew in my heart that really wasn't how I wanted to represent myself because it just wasn't my thing. You know what I'm saying? So please don't take offense to me saying that I didn't want nails. It's just, it wasn't my thing. And same with extensions, like getting all that done and like being in the salon for hours, and it just felt like I could spend my time doing other things and I could still be beautiful being my authentic self. You know what I'm saying? So I'm using myself as an example because I don't know your specific life, but if you're a man, it could be like you decided to grow out your hair, or you decided to shave your beard, or you decided to grow a beard, or you just decided you're going to dress differently. Maybe you decided to go to the gym, quit the gym. Maybe you decided to do yoga instead of weights. Just anything. Maybe you decided to switch jobs. Maybe you decided to stop watching so much TV and go out in nature more. Like, it could be different for everyone. And it's just, you're changing how you want to show up and how you interact with your coworkers and family and friends and stuff like that, okay? You decided to go your own way, and it's really making a difference for you, okay? So let's clarify Six of Wands. Yeah, this is like you guys are spreading your wings. Okay, so this is the present. That was the past, is that you decided to go your own way. Okay, now you're embracing change and you're unlocking your full potential and you're starting to flourish. And even though you were afraid initially to make these changes, and if you haven't collective, you're about to, between now and Christmas, you're really going to get into this more. And probably I would say even till next summer. But a lot of it is the transition, and I think more of it's going to happen between now, collective, and Christmas, which, I mean, this is timeless, but so that would be like 3 to 4 months if you're in another time when you're watching this. But within the next 3 to 4 months, I would say you guys are really going to see You're gonna grow. You're gonna see more potential in yourself. You're gonna see a lot of growth, and you're gonna be embracing these changes. Whereas before you were afraid of them, you felt like, oh, I'm gonna have to juggle this. It's gonna be so hard. It's gonna be so hard. But now you're actually gonna start seeing changes as a positive thing, and you're gonna start looking forward to changes, and you're not gonna be so scared of changes. Okay, this is a gift from God. And you're going to unlock your full potential. You're going to start flourishing. And this is a reward for you being willing to walk away from things that didn't serve you in the past, things that kept you stuck in your mind and stuck doing things in refusing to think outside the box. So now that you're thinking outside the box, and now that you're being willing to live different ways and to see the world differently and changing your perspective and your attitude, you're being rewarded by God and by the universe for that, okay? Okay, so in the future, yes, the river of release. So you guys are releasing things. That's what I said. You're just going to drift along the river of release where waters carry away burdens and guide you towards renewal. So a lot of you guys are dropping burdens. A lot of you realize these are not my burdens to carry. These institutionalized whatever in this matrix told me I have to do this. And you're like, I do not owe these people anything. I do not have to stay in a marriage that I'm unhappy and I'm being cheated on and I'm being treated like, the mistress. I'm being treated unfairly. I'm doing all the work and getting nothing in return or whatever. Or I'm at this job and I'm working my buns off and I'm making sure everyone gets tipped, but no one's taking me to help me. No one's uplifting me, but I'm doing all the uplifting. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys, or just anything, like friendships. Like why is it I always have to go to their house and they never want to come to my house? And even though that's a small thing, after a while it takes its toll because it's like, you see you're making a lot of effort and your friend isn't, and it's like, okay, why do I want to have a friend that like every time I have to drive all the way to their house, they never come to my house? You know what I'm saying? Or just stuff like that. Or like Thanksgiving, why am I cooking the whole Thanksgiving dinner and no one else is bringing one dish, and all this stress is falling on me and it's affecting my health because I'm working full time making this whole dinner, then everyone's complaining anyway. You know what I'm saying? You're just changing things and you're releasing burdens that were never yours to carry, and you're realizing like, why did I put myself through that? I shouldn't even put myself through that because these people weren't showing up for me. And you weren't even showing up for yourself sometimes because you're just so exhausted trying to keep up with all these people's demands who really at the end of the day they weren't appreciative of it. And I'm not saying sometimes we don't do things for people even when they're not appreciative, but there has to be a balance. And I think collective, you were really out of balance in the past, like way out of balance. And you're learning how to release that. Also, the river, like emotions, waters are healing for you guys. If you can get to a river, listen to water music. It always comes up in the reading, like water music, water meditations. But you guys are releasing things. You're allowing the universe to carry things away. Maybe you were crying, releasing tears and strong emotions. If you haven't, you need to do it because you guys are being guided towards a renewal. And I believe in the next 3 to 4 months, you're going to feel renewed because you're going to be glad that you had the courage to do these things, to notice your growth potential, to believe in yourself, and to go in your own way instead of being on the path that you felt like everyone expected you to. You let go of everyone's great expectations of you, right? Ugh, this card just go crazy. Yeah, because you guys are manifesting the new. Look at the colors. Maybe it's going to be really colorful. Your life is about to get very colorful. Maybe people think you're very colorful, and that's kind of cool. But yeah, you guys are manifesting the new. So embrace the changes and envision your desires. This is going to be your final outcome, okay? In the next few months, 3 to 4 months, you're going to embrace the change and envision your desires. You're going to allow the universe to align you with your new intentions. So this is about you guys putting a death toll, and this is on the death card, right? So you are manifesting new, which is what death is about, right? Because we die, our spirit doesn't die, our body, our avatar dies, and then we come back anew. We either go to a different dimension, we come back here. No one really knows, but we all, generally speaking, I think most people or spiritual belief that your soul and your spirit go on. And so that is what's happening. You guys are manifesting new, you're releasing the old, you see your growth potential, you're spreading your wings, and you're going your own way, collective. That's so awesome. Okay, now I want to look at these cards, the I wrote, and also I want to see the haters, because I got this deck, Haters Exposed. So this is going to tell, like, on each thing, like, what was a challenge, who was hating on that, and, like, what were the karmics. It could be karmic exes, karmic friends, karmic coworkers. What were they doing at that moment in the past, present, and future? What will they be doing to evil eye and, you know, hate on your progress? That way you can kind of be alert. But I need to skip back because I need more room. I'm just in my bed tonight. I was gonna go to work, but I just don't want to go to work. I say that, I'll probably think I never work. I really do work, but it's just, I have a weird schedule. Okay. So, well, let's do the evil eye first, and then I'll put my own cards as, like, advice, and then I'll end this reading. Okay, so in the past, Hierophant, which is, like, you know, the institutions, the things that you felt stuck, the patterns, the like, traditional things that you felt like you had to do, and you went your own way. So who was leading on that, or what was the challenge? Mercury retrograde. So you guys had delays, problems, interruptions with transportation and communication. So maybe during Mercury retrograde, you guys really felt that. I think we just had one. But even not talking about Mercury retrograde, you might want to look up to see where your Mercury is, because that could help you to see what you need to work on and what are your challenges and your positive aspects of your Mercury in your chart. Okay, there's Vedic and there's tropical. To do Vedic, you have to know your actual time of birth and where you were born, down to the minute, because it matters in Vedic. And Vedic is more ancient, considered to be a little bit more accurate. Tropical, you just have to know your birthday, but unless you want to find your ascending sign. If you want to find your ascending in tropical, you do need to know your time of birth and where you were born. Anywho, it might help you guys to look those things up and know your birth chart and your Mercury specifically, because that's your communication planet, right? So when it goes retrograde, that's when you're not supposed to sign contracts, buy cars, stay away from buying, like, computers, electrical things, because it can affect it. It also causes, like, people from your past to come back. I did have people from my past rearing their head during Mercury retrograde. But there is some kind of, like, devilish forces that wanted to keep you guys delayed. They were interrupting you. They might have been causing problems with cars. You might have lost your car. And they wanted to keep you from communicating properly. Also, they could have been communicating to keep you stuck and keep you from leaving these situations. If you left a marriage, it could have been somebody in this person's ear that you were married to who was communicating things for them to want to leave you. Also, other people could have been communicating things to you for you to want to leave that person. Or maybe y'all just had a lack of communication in the marriage, and that's why it needed to end. If it was a relationship, same thing. Friendships, there was a lack of communication. And some of these friends and some of these jobs were just causing you problems, interruptions, and delay. And you could have been having car problems or issues with cars breaking down, or just, like, all kinds of different things with cars, tickets, all kinds of things. Okay, so that was one of the things that people who were doing, you know, like, if they were just wishing that on you, could be they were actually doing rituals and black magic on you, or it could just be they were just wishing that those things would happen, or they were trying to manipulate those things in your life to keep you stuck in these past situations. Okay, now your growth potential. Possess a talisman to amplify positive vibes. So you guys need to come up with a talisman, kind of like a lucky charm, or it's like a little bag you put stuff in. I don't really know exactly how you do it, but you can put messages and stones and stuff in there. And it's kind of like a lucky charm. And you carry it with you. You'd have to do the full research on it, okay? I'm not claiming to be an expert on it, but I do know it's like, I think it's usually a bag that you put, like, coins, or you could put stones, you could put herbs and stuff like that. That's what I think. but don't quote me on that. But you can Google a talisman. And I just think of it as something that makes you lucky, and it just carries good energy because you pray over it and do, fortunate prayers over it. And so then anytime you put good intentions into something, it comes back, right? That's why we pray over our food and water, because we put that love and that energy from God for that food to nourish us and do good things to our body. So it is worth doing. You don't have to make a whole public scene of it. You can just simply pray under your breath. But you can make a scene if you want. But the Bible's pretty clear about God preferring you to pray privately and not make a big scene of praying. When you're not like in the temple or something like that, or the church. But anyway, so basically you guys kept high vibes, and I think you did things to amplify your luck. Maybe you did prayer, maybe you did carry like Lucky Charms, or you did, your own prayer cards and things like that. And that is what helped you guys in your growth potential, changing your mindset, okay, being positive and raising your vibration. And that is helping you, because there are people wanting to keep you in these low vibrational, negative vibrations, to where it'd be hard for you to get out of this old way of thinking, okay? Yeah. And, oh, look at this. I said this earlier. The haters are mad because they see you winning. They don't like the light. You see how she's shedding light on things and carrying light and giving light to other people? Yeah, they don't like it. Specifically, could be a female, looks like a witch. Actually, she has a witch's hat on. So I do think you guys have some witchy people around you. Haters are mad because they see you winning. See, they see you in the 6 of Wands energy, getting public recognition. Your spirit guides are like, how is this happening? How could she rise up after all these things? How could he leave this job and do better? How could he grow out his hair and it looks great when I would have thought it looked stupid? It's not traditional, but it looks great. Or whatever it is, it could be anything. Something new you started. Maybe you moved on your own. Whatever you did differently, haters are mad because they see that you're winning. They see that you were able to juggle things, that you were able to prioritize things, you were able to adapt, negotiate, balance. You weighed your options, you made the right choices. And these haters are watching you. They're watching you release the pain, the strong emotions. They're watching you release burdens. And they see that you're being guided to renewal. And they're mad. People are mad. They're mad. They see that you're a master manifester. Yeah, they see that even in death, even when things end for you, it's actually for you just a new beginning, because you changed your perception. You don't see death as a negative thing. In fact, it's weird. I just got a new life insurance for my funeral, because I already have a lot of life insurance, but I didn't have like just a life insurance just for a funeral, because funerals are really expensive, because my aunt died and they didn't even give her a funeral, which is kind of weird. But anyway, she didn't have any money, I guess, saved for that, so they cremated her. But I got this $10,000 policy, and I told my kids, I was like, listen, I'm filling out this form. I want my funeral, and y'all better do it, because if y'all don't, I'm gonna come back and haunt y'all. I was like, I want food at the end of it. I want food catered at the end. I want a little bit of alcohol. I want a toast. I want y'all to celebrate my life. I don't want y'all. I know y'all might be sad, but I really want it to be more of a celebration, because it means I'm going on to a different, better place, or I'm transitioning into a whole new, a whole new existence and a whole new, world, or whatever. My spirit is leaving this realm. Realm is the word I was looking for. So I told him, and I have it all written down, and songs I want, and, things I want done, and flowers and stuff, and I want everything pink. And I don't even know why I did it. The only reason I did it is because, when I got because it was only like $30 a month for this. But I don't want them to be burdened, and I don't want them to be like, oh, well, screw mom, we're just not going to do any funeral because it's too expensive. So I was like, no, for $30, $10,000, they should be able to do something decent. And I was like, look, just cremate me, but definitely have food and drinks, because that's what I would want. I want people to celebrate and laugh and remember me and not be sad. I don't know why I'm saying this. I keep getting this funeral energy coming through. I hope no one is passing by. But you guys see death differently, because most people would be like, oh, that's a somber thing. I don't want everyone to be in black and sad and crying. I don't want that. So I was actually writing it, because when you get in the mail the actual policy, they give you a booklet to fill out to leave, because nobody's gonna know really what you want or what songs you want or what flowers you like and all that, and you don't want to think about that, but it puts a lot of strain on people left behind who are already grieving to not know those things, right? So I was like, well, I'll just sit down and write down things that are important just to give them some kind of guidance. But anyway, I did tell them I'd haunt them if they didn't have food and drinks and they didn't do a toast, and that's that y'all have to at least drink one sip of the champagne for me, or wine. They were like, ah. Anyways, and I told him, I said, y'all better take good care of my animals and keep them all together no matter how annoying my animals are, or else I'm gonna haunt y'all. They were laughing at me. My kids think I'm crazy, because I am crazy. Okay, yeah. Someone is doing black magic on you. I told y'all that. Juju. This is what has made it really hard for you guys. There's someone doing black magic. I said someone's doing black magic, juju, and work on you. This is a demonic looking person. I think it's a woman. It could be a man, but I really think it's a woman. They might even be doing some kind of blood stuff, because it's red, or like blood moon rituals when blood moon's out, or like they do it at sunset or sunrise. Yeah, and people forget black, and they're side-eyeing. They're side-eyeing watching you, because they know they don't like how you can manifest and renew yourself. They don't like this new version of you, and it's making them angry, okay? They don't like how you can embrace change and envision your desires. And they don't like how the universe aligns with you, and they feel like you're favored by the universe. And so, yeah, you really do have haters. They're mad because you're winning. And that is why it's important for you to carry things that make you feel, even if you're like, oh, crystals are BS, I don't believe in it. It's just the fact that you put your energy into believing that it's your lucky charm will make it lucky. Do you understand? Because your mind is very powerful like that. Even if it's just like a mini Bible, whatever it is to you, it doesn't have to be crystals or anything crazy. It could just be a Bible. It could be, I know this one lawyer friend of mine who carries a lucky coin that someone gave him when he went to Vietnam. And it was like some guy, and he's like, I'm going to pray for your case here, take this lucky coin. And he still carries that lucky coin to this day. It's actually a Vietnamese coin when he was over there. And he was showing it to me, so I was like, what is that coin? So just little things like that will help to keep your vibration high, because you're like, this is my lucky thing. You get a lucky tattoo, whatever it is, feathers, things like that, coins, crystals. Light a candle every day and just pray, God, protect me today. Protect me from the evil eye, from people that are hating on me, because there are people who are gossiping, because black magic is gossiping, manipulation, lying, starting rumors, wishing ill on you. There was someone in my family who was mad about something, and she, was talking, and she might not have even meant this, but she was like, I hate that person. I just wish they'd get in a car accident and die so they'd be out of someone's life. And I'm just like, when I heard that, I was just like, oh my God, like, do you realize what you're saying? And I don't think that person, I think sometimes people don't even realize how powerful saying things like that are. Like, you're cursing another person. So you need to be really careful. Or, oh, I hope that person gets bad, or I hope their marriage breaks up, or don't say things like that, guys. It's very serious, because that is a form of black magic. You're wishing bad on someone else. Don't wish bad on other people. You can say, if someone hurt you, you can say, I just give that to God. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. To say, God, I give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Don't take vengeance. Don't wish bad. The Bible says, bless those who curse you, okay? So pray for your enemies, even though it's very hard to do. If someone is causing you pain, just give it to God and say, I wish that person will have a spiritual awakening. You know what I say a lot? I say, I pray that person will come out of the darkness and into the light. I pray that a lot, because it's not like I'm wishing bad or good. I'm just hoping that they have a spiritual awakening. And I say that too. If someone's like being really ugly to me, I'm like, I just hope that person has a spiritual awakening and really gets closer to God. You don't have to pray, oh, I hope they win the lottery and they live happily ever after, although that's nice too. But if you're really having a hard time, just say, I pray for that person to come out of the darkness and into the light. But that's what I think has been happening, is people have been wishing bad on you. They've been gossiping, manipulating, lying, distorting the truth, wishing things that are not good for you. But you've been protected because you've kept your vibrations high. Here's the thing about black magic people need to know, and gossip and all that. It only works on people who are not connected to God and who do not stay prayed up and pray for protection. Okay? It cannot work unless God allows it. Even in Job, Satan had to go ask God, because he told God, the only reason Job worships and loves you so much and is loyal to you is because you bless him all the time. He said if you didn't bless him, he'd turn his back on you in a second. And God said no, he wouldn't. And they got into discussion. Well, Satan asked God, well, let me try. And God said, okay, you can take everything but his life, you can do whatever. And if he doesn't turn his back on me, then I'm going to bless him more. And of course, Job didn't turn his back on God, and God doubled his wealth, doubled everything, restored everything, his health. So I say all that to say Satan still had to get permission from God to do that. So, and because Job stayed prayed up, he still experienced bad things. But ultimately, God was in charge of how much and all of that, because it was a test. So it's not that you're not going to go through bad things, but no person on this earth, I don't care if they're the highest voodoo Satan person in the whole wide world, they're not above God. And if you are prayed and connected to God, he may allow you to go through some tests and trials, and he may allow some of those things to affect you, to teach you spiritual lessons, to make you stronger. But ultimately, if God is on our side, no one can truly be against us. Because when they're going against someone who's trying to improve themselves, trying to be a better person, a true follower of Christ and his beliefs and love, kindness, mercy, joy, peace, not that they're perfect, but they're walking in that direction, okay? God will protect them, and he will not allow people to just be cruel because they want to. It's not that things won't happen. I mean, Joseph, his brother sold him to slavery and everything else. But in that slavery and in that prison, God rose him up and out. And eventually his brother had to come to him for help. So the first will be last and the last will be first. The tables turn. That's why you have to be careful what you put out, because it will come back to you. Okay, you've gone too far, because it don't matter anyway. Yeah. You can rely on the old man's money. You're a rich girl. This is from Hall & Oates. But yeah, someone has gone too far because they think it doesn't matter anyway. And it does matter. It does matter. Okay? Sunday fun day. It's weird. Today is Sunday. So maybe these people should have, instead of being on Sunday fun day, maybe they should have been praying more to God. These evil people sending you all this negativity. But you guys are still having fun. I think you guys may be eating healthy. Eat more avocados. Put avocados in your hair. I've been using avocado mask. It's really helping my hair and my skin a lot. I've been eating them, and I've also been using them for facials too. Pineapple is very anti-inflammatory. Avocados, pineapples, smoothies are on here. Just be careful, because these coffee drinks can have a lot of calories. So like empty calories that are really not that good for you. So try to go with smoothies and healthier drinks like that. But definitely pineapple, avocado. So you guys are going through it, trying to get the inflammation in your body down, the inflammation in your life down. And that's what you're working on, okay? But these people don't like that you're healthy. They don't like that they want you to be fat too and overweight. Saying they're like a fat cat. But you guys are being healthy and eating a lot of green, and eat green things, because green is the color of the heart chakras, through the heart, and that will help to heal your heart. And work on eating heart healthy foods, okay guys? Because you'll heal your heart on the inside and the outside. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, this is what you guys decided because everyone said you're crazy. You're crazy for leaving this marriage. You're crazy for leaving that job. You're crazy for doing this or that. But you know what you said? I'd rather be crazy than an asshole. Y'all are like, I'd rather be crazy than an asshole. There's an ass on here. So someone was making an ass of themselves. Well, it's a horse, but I'm going to call it an ass. Yeah, and these people are way too obsessed with sex and phallic things. And they see how lucky you are and they're mad. Some of them are mad because you want to have sex with them because they're an ass. And you guys are just eating more leafy greens, being healthier, focusing on plant-based foods more. You guys are getting luckier every day. And you guys are taking off. You're shooting off. Like I said, just like this right here, the bird flying. You're flying and renewing your strength. And they see the potential and the growth. They saw it probably before you even saw the potential in your own self. Okay? But even though people say you're crazy, and maybe you are crazy, but what is crazy? I mean, you know, the only people that can call somebody crazy, that's not even a real diagnosis in psychology. Are these people psychologists? I think's the F not. But anyway, even though people have called you crazy, you'd still rather be that than an asshole. And that's my quote, because I think my son told me, so-and-so says you're crazy, and I was like, well, I'd rather be crazy than an asshole. And he was laughing at me. Okay, yeah. Fueled by faith, I can move mountains. That's a Unity affirmation. If you guys don't know about Unity Church, they have, if you look them up, Unity, they have these prayer booklets that are really, really amazing, and they have great inspiration, and they have prayer requests you can send in, and they actually will pray. They have, I think their headquarters in Missouri, and they have like grounds you can go stay there in a sabbatical, whatever, but they're a very open-minded. They're not super religious. They're just more like they just go by the Bible verses in the Bible, okay? But yeah, fueled by faith, I can move mountains. And you guys increased your faith and you started moving the mountains out of your life. Okay? Yes. You guys are the butterfly of the transforming. You transformed your mind. You see that butterfly in red? Okay? Yeah. You guys are leaving your footprint. You're leaving your footprint, your spiritual footprint on every single person you meet. Okay? You're leaving your colorful spiritual footprint, and you're helping other people. You guys have the blueprint and the footprint, and that you're going in the right direction. You're leaving a trail behind for other people to follow who really want to elevate, grow, and go into their full potential. Yeah, and then I told you about getting talismans and crystals. And that's interesting because there's a jar full of a bunch of different crystals. So maybe you do need to investigate crystals and keep them in a jar. Maybe some people try to do jar spells on you, because there's like a black little mouse in here stuck. But maybe because you had crystals and because your connection to God, you were able to break these jar spells. Also, they have Art of the Root. You can order on Amazon. They have really good like soaps that you like, uncrossing soaps where you can, you know, bathe and do like spiritual baths where you can light candles and do little rituals to uncross any kind of like magic or gossip or evil, and you put Epsom salts in there and it helps to clear out that negative energy. Okay, so you can check that out. But anyways, yeah, you guys got out of all that. Yeah, because you guys are real. Be real. These people are not real, but they don't like how real you are. You're authentic. You're real. You tell it like it is. Even if people don't like what you would say, like, hey, I'd rather be crazy than an asshole. But that's the real deal, you know, spill, right? So there's a K, an S. There's a cowboy on here with a mustache. I live in Texas, so that's funny. Cupcake is on here. You guys are tired of people who want their cake and eat it too. I had to tell somebody off this week about that, wanting his cake and eating it too. And it is just this kind of person that no matter what I say, he wants to argue with me. Like I could say the sky is blue, and it's like, no, actually, the sky is gray. I don't know, like, it's just arguing to argue. And I just realized that they're, and I thought it was kind of just me, but then my sons kind of interacted with this person. And they started seeing it too, and they're just like, yeah, I can understand why you don't like that person. It's just his ego. It's like he just wants to argue. Everything's about him. It has to be when he wants, on his time. And it's just annoying. Super annoying. And I finally just said to him, I was like, I don't need your validation. I don't need your validation. So, collective, something about you no longer need anyone's validation. Not that you did, but you're really realizing, like, I don't need you to validate. I don't need you to agree with me. Opinions are like a-holes. Everyone has them, okay? And I'd rather be crazy than listen to your a-hole opinion, right? Y'all are just over it. You're over people pleasing. You're over, oh, well, just anything. If you say, hey, I'm going to eat soup today. Oh, well, why would you eat soup? It's so hot outside. What's the point of eating soup? You should be eating salad. Because I want to eat soup. Like, just to get you in an argument over something ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are just tired of that because that drains your energy and it lowers your vibration. And that's what these people in the past have wanted to do. That's part of their juju. Just getting into senseless arguments. Just asking for your advice, and you spend an hour giving them long, great advice, and then they go into the opposite and tell you about it just to irritate you, just to invalidate you. And you're just like, I'm not going to waste my energy, because you don't care about the validation. You care about your time that you can't get back. You're realizing how valuable time is, okay? So you're being real, and you're telling people to be real. There is a police car on here, so I don't know. Maybe watch out for the police. Maybe some of these people's karma is getting involved with the police. But just be careful, and be real, because the police could interact with them. There's a K on here and an S on here, and they're monsters. So this K and S could mean something. Someone with an S or a K could act like a monster. And the S is really about this cupcake. So basically, yeah, have a cupcake, but don't eat the whole cake, okay? Moderation. But I really think this is about people in your past who wanted their cake and eat it too. They don't want to commit. They have one foot in. I want to be married, but I want to act single when I'm not around you. I want to live with you, but I don't want to help do any of the chores around the house or clean or do anything. I want to move in, but I don't want to pay any rent. I want to be a roommate, but I'm not going to pay any bills. I'm not going to help that in any way. No, you guys are not doing that anymore. Oh, I want Thanksgiving dinner, but I'm going to just show up and eat, and you're going to do all the work. No. So y'all are putting a stop. So that's part of this S on here. Stop. Stop letting people have their cake in your life and eat it too. Okay? So that is what I'm getting. I'm going to get one more card, and I'm ending this. Should I get an angel card? I gotta know it tonight if you're alone tonight, and that's by Def Leppard. So these people are very curious about what you're doing. Maybe you're staying to yourself. They want to know if you're alone at night, or who you have over, or what you're doing. They're very curious about what you're doing at night, which leads me to believe they're curious about your sex life, because on this card, Be Real is an S. Maybe they want to eat your cupcake. But they want to know. They got to know, are you alone tonight? Well, I say it's none of their business. All right. Yeah. Hysteria When You're Near by Def Leppard. So some people are feeling pretty hysterical about the fact that you are staying to yourself, mind your own business. They're hysterical about this transformation you've gone through. They don't like the new you. They don't like the new you, collective, because it's causing them to have hysteria. And when you come around, because you've changed so much and your light shining more and you've cleaned up your aura, it causes them to get really, into you and very attracted to you, and to really be more curious about you, okay? Yeah. Something about Def Leppard. There's a motorcycle. There's an H on here. And, coffee. So maybe you guys like drink a lot of coffee, or maybe someone wants to ask you coffee, starts with an H. home. A lot of people are wondering why you're home a lot more. You're staying home. Some people wanted you homeless. They don't know how you're keeping your home. Some people feel really hysterical and they're feeling hysteria about the way you're handling things. You're handling things differently. You're not just always answering the phone. You're closing the phone booth up here. They don't have these anymore, but you're just like, phone out of order. I'm at home. Hold on. And so, yeah, these people are impatient, and you're just at home drinking your coffee. You're at home drinking your coffee, answering messages when you feel like it, putting people on hold. Yeah, and they don't like it. Yeah, coffee and love taste better when hot. That's an Ethiopian proverb. Yeah, so you guys are like, I'm not drinking cold coffee and I'm not going to have cold love. I want hot love and hot coffee. And that's all I'm accepting, hot. And the H is on here. So you guys want something hot. You want a big, it makes me think of Sex in the City. When, what's her face, Carrie tells, what's his name, Big. She's like, I want a big, crazy, can't live without you, need you, like, kind of love, not just this cold coffee, it's been sitting out, stale, cold. Love. No, you guys want it hot. Some like it hot. Okay? And people are getting hysterical because they're like, what? She's not going to accept my lukewarm offers, my just crappy old stale coffee that's been sitting out for 10 years. No. You guys are looking for the real deal, hot, wholehearted. You want their whole heart. You want their heart to truly be in it. You want it hot, and you want their heart, and you want your coffee hot too. You want your coffee and drink it too. That's what I'm gonna name this. Having your coffee and drinking it too. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love it. Okay, now I'm gonna get an angel card. I'm gonna end this. I love you guys so much. I'm getting ready to go out of town to Mexico, so wish me luck because last time I went there I had a lot of fun, but I did get sick. And I'm on this crazy new medicine, so maybe it'll help me, but I'm going to be really careful. I'm just going for a weekend to Puerto Vallarta, but I don't know because there's a tropical storm out there, so we'll see what happens. I've never been to Puerto Vallarta. I've been to a lot of places in Mexico, but not Puerto Vallarta. But yeah, it's just for a weekend. But I really want to kind of go see what it's like there. Okay, summer. Everything that you're asking for becomes yours in the summertime. So something significant about summer. Maybe a lot of things change for you in the summertime, or maybe you're going to continue going through this transformation. Like I said something about summer in the beginning before this card came up. So maybe between now and next summer, you're really going to be transitioning and making more of a transformation, really spreading your wings, releasing and renewing yourself. Okay, guys. And you're gonna have your coffee and drink it too. You're gonna be giving your whole heart to somebody who's truly hot in love with you and wants to give you their whole heart, right? And maybe that's what you're, and if you're not wanting to be in a relationship, maybe you're just gonna give your heart to yourself and you're gonna love yourself and put into your own healing. And that's another thing, H, healing. A lot of healing, a lot of heart work going on here. Maybe somebody who is a karmic could have problems with their heart coming up. Some issues with their heart if they don't heal and start eating more heart healthy stuff. Because remember all those greens came up? And be careful with too much coffee because that can be hard on your heart too. Okay, so those are the messages I'm getting. Yeah, you guys are going through an emotional healing. Do not just say healing at the bottom of the deck. Emotional healing. As your heart, as your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. So if these karmics don't heal their hearts of this old emotional pain, it could manifest into the physical. And the same for you, collective. Heal your heart because you don't want that heartbreak inside to manifest into this physical reality and harm your heart. Okay? So focus on eating green foods, greens, vegetables, so you can heal your heart of emotional and physical pain and get yourself so you can become the best you can be, okay? Between now and summer, seems like a long time, but time's flying by. Maybe a lot of you also have been doing a lot of healing this summer too on your heart. So, because fall just started on the 22nd. Today's the first day of fall. Yeah, today's the 22nd. Today's the first day of fall. So, a lot of this cycle of this negativity, people being negative, the black magic, the haters, all of that, for some of you is coming to more of an end. The cycle's closing. Others of you have to kind of continue going through this until next summer. It just kind of depends on where you are in your spiritual journey, okay? So there's the message I have for you today. I made a big mess with my cards. I love to just throw these cards everywhere. And then I find them all over the place and people are like, what's this? And usually I just give them the card because I'm like, well, you must need that message. All right, I love you guys. Take care. Bye.